What's going on, guys? It's currently 10:30 a.m. on Sunday. I was gonna film yesterday, but yesterday I wasn't having that great of a day. Oh man, it's amazing. I mentioned on the last video how somebody can just drain the life out of you. And that's how I felt yesterday. Just completely drained. But it's Sunday here, fake Saturday if you will, because tomorrow is a holiday again. It's a long weekend. Tuesday is going to be hell on earth when we get back to the office because it's back to school, which means summer vacations are done, which means everybody's going to come back to work. And I bet you 7/8 of them forgot their damn passwords. So they're going to be calling in for password resets. It's going to be busy. It's going to be brutal. It's not going to be a good freaking time. But that's why I make the big bucks. Nah. Anyway, I have no idea what the hell's going on today. Yesterday, I got enlisted to help Dad go move a bed, and I decided to bring back his chainsaw and show him that it works. And yes, it did fire up again. I think the reason why the second time I tried to fire it up and it wouldn't go is because the plug was fouled. You know, two strokes, they're bad for that, where gasoline hits the plug, gets wet, and then she won't spark. And then you leave it alone for like 20-30 minutes. The gasoline evaporates, the plug dries out, and holy shit, she fires up like a champion again. So I fired up the chainsaw at his house and showed him that it works, and he's all happy and stuff. So there you go, gave him that back. And then put in a good workout yesterday, just chilled out at the house. Later on at night, me and a friend went down to Lee Park, played some Pokemans. Drove around, chatted for a bit, and that was basically my Saturday. Just a simple, easy peasy Saturday. Just needed to unwind and get my faculties back together after Friday, basically. Fun. Not quite sure what's going on today, honestly. Just gonna go with the flow. Like I said, I was gonna film yesterday. I just deleted the footage from it because I went over it and I was like, wow. Yeah, I don't want to post this. And this is the best part about not posting every day, is when you have a bad day and you're like, this is not the kind of video I want to put up. You can just delete it and restart, and life's good. Life's good. It's all good. But we were supposed to go to the drive-in theater yesterday in the Muskokas, but I just wasn't feeling it. I just didn't want to be around people for a good part of the day. I just wanted to be left alone, get my shit sorted, figure my shit out, get out of the funk I was in, and, you know, just be good. And now I am good. But man, guys, it's getting cold out, and this pisses me off because it's like, I swear, last year, or this year, whatever, January dragged its balls. February, even though it's a shortened month, dragged its balls. March, shortened month, or not a shortened month, still just dragging its balls. April, a little bit better, but still just dragging them. May hit. May was like, okay, we're getting some velocity, and then June, July, August felt like 1 month, and we're already into freaking September. It's currently September 1st. We're already into freaking September right now. Like, Jesus, Murphy, where did the freaking summer go, eh? Blew by like a leaf on a pond. That made no sense. But like, crazy how quickly we just went through summer. And it's already almost time to start putting away the Trans Am and wearing thick jackets and gloves and blah. Shoveling driveways and big time blah. Yeah, really not looking forward to winter. I just love the fact that because we've been getting some pretty cold nights, and I say cold nights, but keep in mind I'm not as fat as I used to be, so 10 degrees Celsius right now feels really, really, really cold compared to what it felt like before. Last night we were out walking around and I wasn't wearing a jacket, and I'm like, man, I'm really cold. And my friend's like, well, how cold could you be? And she touched me and she went, oh my goodness, you're an ice cube. I'm like, yeah, like this. And she was like on fire. Like her hands were super warm and I was just frozen. It's been a hot minute since the temperatures affected me like that. The joys of losing your like subdermal layer of fat, all that insulation out the door. Lovely jubbly. Anyway, I got nothing really to fix. I gotta go out into the garage and organize some more shite so I can actually get the Trans Am back in there when it comes to that time. It's nowhere near that time yet though, guys. We still got our, they call it Indian summer in October, but I'm not sure how politically correct that is, so I probably shouldn't repeat it, because I'll probably offend some snowflake out there, and then everything will go to hell in a handbasket, because nowadays it's so easy to offend people, right? Yeah, it is. You know it. Anyway, I got a pot of coffee brewing downstairs. I'm probably going to go grab a cup, drive it in my face, wake up a bit more, and gonna do some looking around, see what's going on today. Probably will end up at Lee Park some point to play some Pokemans, because that's fun. And I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Peace. So I bought these things the other day, Quest bars. They're the guys at Keto Connect talk about these, saying they're really good for keto-based diets. And here's the reason why. 5 grams of fat in the carbohydrates. You're going to see the number 25 grams of carbs, and you're probably saying, Adam, how is that good for keto? That's like almost your entire macro, like that's half of your macros for the day in carbs. Well, it's 14 grams of fiber and 6 grams of erythritol and 1 gram of sugar. So theoretically, those 25 carbs are pretty much negated, because it's 25 grams of that is fiber and alcohol, which dissipates before you digest it. But there's also 1 gram of sugar in there, which makes no sense, because that makes it 26 grams of carbs. So I'm not quite sure what's really going on. And then you got your 21 grams of protein. So the worst thing in here is the 1 gram of sugar. The rest of the carbs are pretty much negated. I think the best part about these damn things is they're actually kind of tasty. So it's like if you're craving a chocolate bar or something, you can just down one of these Quest bars and your cravings are gone. So I'm probably going to eat this, drink another coffee, and then I want to talk about the new preacher curl bench a bit, because I've got a bit of an issue with it that might require modifications due to the fact that I don't have a long torso. Yee. Alright, well I just slayed coffee number 2 here, and I'm going to go grab coffee number 3. There's a wild fox outside my door, but it turns out it's just Oreo. And just this thing. God, you breathe heavy. Friggin' dog. But before I grab coffee number 3, I want to show you guys something with the preacher curl bench that, I don't know, maybe it's my form, or maybe it's just the fact that it's built for somebody with a longer torso. Let me get a tripod set up and I'll show you on the side what my issue is, and we'll go from there. Tripod! So, when I'm sitting on this thing, I find this platform a little bit too high, and when I'm leaning into it, it digs in up top here. Like here, I'll grab the bar and show you. Hopefully I don't hit the camera with this. But I find my triceps are really digging into the platform. And it's rather uncomfortable. And I'm wondering, you know, I probably could try something here. I'm wondering if I was sitting a little higher. The only thing I got to sit on is plates. If I was sitting a little higher, this is going to be uncomfortable on the ass. If, you know what? That is a little better. Here, let's grab the bar again. Yeah, this is a lot better, sitting a little higher. So I either need to knock down this, and the problem is it's on the lowest setting. That's as low as it goes. So what I was thinking was, if I go out to the garage and knock off like yay much, and then come back in the house, slide it all the way back in, measure where the new hole is in the bar, rip a hole through it, like you take a Sharpie and just mark it up, rip a hole through it. I could lock it in place and get it low enough where I wouldn't have all that stress on the tricep. I think I said lat before. That was one of my thoughts. So the two options I have, like I mentioned before, I don't know if it was recording, I had a memory error on the camera. This is as low as the bar will go. There's no more pegs to use. Literally, to open it up, you just take this, spin it, and pull it out. And then you can raise it up. And I don't know why you'd want to raise it up, like unless you're going to do a standing preacher. But that's what you do there. And then when you got it where you want it, you just slide the pin back in, comes out the other side, you drop it down, and locks into place, it won't fall out. Now, this seat here is bolted to the underbelly there and there. So it's not going anywhere. You can't raise it. I could continue sitting on a 25-pound plate and not modify it. This thing was obviously designed for somebody with a taller torso than me. And I was using it yesterday, and it was really uncomfortable in the triceps. It was really, really, really uncomfortable in the triceps. I was not really enjoying it as much as I probably should have. So I took the two 10-pound plates off the side and just ran with the 20 pounds on the barbell itself. And that was okay, but not fantastic. So I was thinking that there's got to be a way to... Oh man, I left that friggin' Bowflex loaded. Guys, if you own a Bowflex, don't do what I did. When you leave it loaded like this, it reduces the life expectancy of the bows. So yeah, as for the Preacher Curl bench, I was trying to think of a way to modify it to make it work better for me. But, you know what? I think we accidentally just did while shooting that video, because the 25-pound plate is the perfect thickness for me to sit on. So maybe I just need to modify the seat a bit and not the actual platform. Mind you, cutting a bit off the bottom and re-drilling would work too. Only one small issue I have is I don't think I have a bit strong enough to rip through that steel. I really got to buy some better drill bits. You know, like there's other tricep pull downs that I want to get, but they're expensive. Like a stupid bar with a hoop in it is a pricey thing. Like even ropey here, my ropey for my tricep pull down, that thing costed me like 20 bucks, and it's just a piece of rope with a hook in it and two plastic tits on the end so that you don't slip off the rope. That's 20 bucks. That's insane. You could buy the foot of rope at Home Hardware for probably a couple bucks, and the ends you could just tie knots on it. Well, it's kind of hard to tie a knot in a rope that thick, but you could attach something to it or do something to give it the ability to not slip your hands off of it when you're pulling on it. You don't need to have the exact attaché that the gyms use. That's something my buddy Trevor told me about working out. Like a lot of their gear they have in their garage, a lot of it's homebrewed because they have fabricators who have stuff. Like I have my welder and that. They have people at their shop that just build their own stuff to work with. Like they wanted a safe way to do not squat. Yeah, I guess squats or leg press, and they didn't want to spend the $1,800 on a leg press machine with a safety, so they just went to the scrapyard, bought a bunch of friggin' metal, and Buddy built this machine where you put a belt around your waist, you clip a chain to it, and then the chain hooks onto a thing at the bottom that so when you're down, it's released the weight, but when you pull back up, it lifts the weight with it. And you can do a weighted squat without having to, like, you know, damage your shoulders or back and that with a bar on it. Because a lot of those guys don't like doing that because they're professional arm wrestlers and they want to keep their shoulders and arms and all that intact, but they still want to build some leg muscle because they don't want to look like friggin' Grimace from McDonald's, you know? Huge upper end and no bottom end, like their legs look like toothpicks, but their upper body looks like a friggin' Sherman tank. They don't want that. So they build their own implements that pretty much cost a hell of a lot less than buying one from like a company like Nautilus or Rogue or whatever. I friggin' love posts like this. Fat burning coffee. Here's the problem with this whole idea. I've explained in the past how to burn fat. Basically, your body is like a house, okay? Your house is heated with a wood stove, we'll say. Fat is the wood pile outside, carbohydrates is the wood box inside, the stove is doing all the burning. The furniture in the house is your protein, or muscle mass, we'll even say. Are you going to go outside and get wood out of the wood pile to put it into the stove? No, you're going to take it from the wood box by the stove and stoke your fire. So in order to go outside and start pulling from the reserves, i.e. fat or the wood pile outside, you're going to, use what's in the house first. You're going to use that, then you're going to go outside and mobilize the fat into the house, into the wood box, so you can continue burning that wood to make it more convenient. That's how carbs work. So you're going to have to burn your carbs before your body goes into fat burn mode. At no point in time will your body be like, man, we're out of wood in the wood box, let's hack up a couch and put it in the fire. The only time it's going to do that is when the wood pile outside is empty and you still need heat. Then you're going to start sacrificing your furniture, right? So a coffee that is designed to burn fat has got to be the stupidest thing I ever heard of, unless it has something in it to make you not hungry. Like keto coffee, which is 250 calories and it's high fat because it uses MCT oils, ghee, which is purified butter, a heavy creamer, which is all fat. You're literally just bringing energy into your body to burn. So when somebody tries to sell you a coffee or a product that's designed to burn fat, it won't burn fat unless you have nothing in your body unless you don't have any carbohydrates in your body. Because if you have any sort of glucose in your body prefers to run on that because it's more efficient and more energy, where fat takes a little bit more to burn. You get a little bit laggy, but you can still run on it. But when you get fat attuned, then you don't even know. It's like my stupid Fitbit when I'm doing cardio or doing a workout. The moment my heart rate gets above 90, it says it's in fat burn mode. Well, no, it's not. It's not in fat burn mode. Your body isn't going to just switch over to burning fat when it has carbs. It just means that your body is going to start using more energy when your heart rate is up. And then when I get over $125, it says it's in cardio mode. That just means that your heart's working extra hard versus a resting. It's working at double the pace. So now you're really burning a lot of energy to maintain the blood flow to the muscles, to maintain the nutrition going to the muscles, to keep the energy levels up so you can carry on with your workout. A lot of people don't realize that. They think that when the watch says, or even if you're on like a treadmill at the gym, to be in fat burn, you got to keep your heart rate between 90 and $115. Well, no, that's just exerting extra energy mode. You won't start burning fat until all the carbs are out of your system. Then your body switches over to fat burn mode, like the reserves of a fuel tank, if you will. That's basically what's happening. And a lot of people don't realize this. And that's where these companies, these coffee companies who sell fat burning coffee get you. You think, oh, I can just drink this coffee and it's going to burn fat. Well, yes and no. If you drink that coffee, but you had a bowl of like sugar cereal with it, you ain't going to burn any fat because you just had sugar cereal. You're going to burn the sugar cereal first. And then if you've actually burnt enough calories to accommodate burning all that sugar cereal, then you'll go into fat burn mode. Another thing people don't realize is when your stomach grumbles, when you get that grumble in the tummy, that's not a hunger grumble. When your stomach grumbles and it makes all that noise, that's your body mobilizing fat, basically moving it to be better processed, to be more efficient, shifting it around. You guys remember when I hit 270 and I held 270 for like a good solid long time? My pants were actually getting looser, because my body was mobilizing the fat that was in there for easier burn. And then all of a sudden 270 became 255 really, really fast. And then 240 and then 230 and then 220, and now I'm sitting at around 210, 208, somewhere around there. And I've been holding that weight for a while now because I really don't want to lose any more, because that's just going to make me look ridiculous. But that's the thing. That's another thing that deters people. Like I'm chatting with a friend, and she just plateaued on her weight. And I told her, I said, well, you probably plateaued, but you're probably going to notice that stuff is going to start not fitting right. And she's like, what do you mean? It's going to be too tight? I'm like, no, it's going to get really loose, mainly around the waist area as fat's being mobilized. You're going to realize this, and then all of a sudden one day you're going to wake up and weigh yourself, and you're going to be down 5 pounds. That's just the way it works. It's weird, but it is what it is. I know, you guys are sick and tired of me talking about dieting. But what can I say? I love the fitness life. I love all this stuff. It's fun. The science behind it's great. And it just makes a lot of sense. But when I see posts like this on Facebook, it pisses me off because there's no product that can just burn fat. Even those over-the-counter fat burners, you look at the active ingredients in it, it's mainly caffeine. Because all caffeine's going to do is elevate your heart rate, so that your sitting metabolic rate, your base metabolic rate, is going to be up a bit. And yeah, you are going to burn more calories in a day. But depending on what you're eating, those calories could be carbs or they could be fat. Let that sit and marinate. What's going on, guys? It's currently 10:30 a.m. on Sunday. I was going to film yesterday, but yesterday I wasn't having that great of a day. Oh man, it's amazing. I mentioned on the last video how somebody can just drain the life out of you. And that's how I felt yesterday. Just completely drained. But it's Sunday here, fake Saturday if you will, because tomorrow is a holiday again. It's a long weekend. Tuesday is going to be hell on earth when we get back to the office because it's back to school, which means summer vacations are done, which means everybody's going to come back to work. And I bet you 7/8 of them forgot their damn passwords. So they're going to be calling in for password resets. And it's going to be busy. It's going to be brutal. It's not going to be a good freaking time. Alright guys, I'm going to head down to Lee Park. Going to go play some Pokemans, get my steps in for the day. Because currently I am sitting at 888 steps and it's almost 2 o'clock because I haven't done a lot of walking around. So I figured no better time than the present to head down, do some walking, catch some virtual monsters, and have a good time. But first I'm going to let the dog out. Not sure if you haven't clued in yet, but you can tell what I'm going to be driving based on the hat that I'm wearing. Yup. Looks like Oreo's stuck around a branch. What's the matter with you? Go poop. Man, I gotta deal with this. Are these spiky? God dang it. What is this? Some frickin' crazy shit. I don't even know what the hell this stuff is. Or where it came from for that matter. Ah, it's in there good. Well, at least I don't need to mow the back lawn. Oreo, go poop. Oh, looks like my raspberry bushes are finally dead. Hey, how's the side of the driveway doing? I haven't looked over. Oh yeah, look at how yellow that is. It's all burnt. This is great. This stuff is all dying. Good, 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 good. Very, very good. Just gotta wait for Shipwreck to take a shit, and then I can let him back in. And then we'll jump in Dirty Bird and head down to the waterfront and go catch some virtual monsters. Let me check the tire pressure real quick. Make sure we got air in here. Yeah, she's holding air. I don't know why she went dry on me. Is there anything going on underneath besides plant life? You guys like my painted tailpipes? That's pretty sweet, eh? Yeah, I thought so too. Oh, I didn't realize all the goldenrod down there. Wow, wow, wow. I should have like borax that too. Alright, come on dummy. Quit eating leaves, let's go. I gotta go quickly wash my hands because after grabbing that stuff, it looks like I fisted Shrek. Alright. Let's jump in DB. And let's go down to Lee Park. It's funny, it's so much colder in the house than it is outside. I don't get it. Well, here's hoping this thing has some battery life. Or otherwise we're taking the Ferd. Because I don't have time to charge this pig. Judging by that light though, we might be okay. Alright, let's crank her over. Oh yeah, gotta love it. Alright, let's go. Alrighty, we're down here, but my friend's not here yet, so I'm just gonna go make a couple laps Solo Man 5000, collect some Pokemans, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Peace. Alrighty guys, it's about 4 o'clock in this camera. I'm gonna be heading out there. We just did some Pokemon. You can see my friend's car behind me. 6,813 steps, so I did about 6,000 steps today. Anyway, let's get the cock out of here. I'm gonna go to Sobeys. Let's go. Alrighty people, I just got in. Went to Sobeys, bought some steak. Gonna have that tomorrow night. I got some other steaks for tonight. Oh man, I got like the worst headache and I don't know what the hell's causing it. Oh, I was laying down there having a nap. Like I said guys, I haven't been on my game for a while. I've been kind of blah. and I don't know what it is. And my buddy Trevor messaged me and he's like, hey man, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, I'm just having a nap. I feel out of it. He's like, the guys are over. We're about to start lifting. Why don't you jump in your Pontiac and come and take a rip over, and we'll do some deadlifting and some squats, and you can test out the new power rack. And he forgot I already did test it out last time I was there. And then he's like, and we got the new log out too, which I also tested out, and those things are pretty cool. I'll never get one because it's a strongman implement. It's literally a metal tube with two holes cut into it, and you grab it like this. There's like handles inside of it, and then you pick it up the ground, you do a clean and then a press, and the thing alone with no weights loaded on it, it's got to weigh about 100 pounds. And the one guy that goes out there, can't remember his name. I think it's Dylan. Anyway, he had 245s per side, so an extra 90 pounds per side, so 180 plus the thing, so 280 pounds, and he was doing the Olympic press thing where you do the pull off the ground, the deadlift, whatever, and then the clean it up, and then the jerk, and then the press and all that shit. He was doing that. I tried it. I was like, holy crap, I could get it off the ground, but that was about it. I wasn't going to be cleaning that, no way in hell. But anyway, I told him, I said, I don't know, man, lately I feel like I'm off my game. Like my brain feels swollen, like up here feels really like I got a head cold. Like I just don't feel right. Something's really wrong. And he's like, He goes, I've heard of this before. And I'm like, oh yeah? He's like, yeah. He goes, it happens to us all the time. And I'm like, oh yeah? Well, what's going on? And he's like, how long have you been training for? I said, well, since I started my diet last year, I've been doing weightlifting and cardio and all sorts of stuff. And he's like, how many breaks do you take? I'm like, oh, I try not to take any breaks. I try to work out every day. And he goes, well, that's a problem. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, he explains that even they will work out, like in a month, let's say a month is 4 weeks, they'll work out hard 3 weeks, like 5 days on, 2 days off, staggering. They'll go like Monday, Tuesday, maybe take Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, take Sunday off. But then they do that for 3 weeks, and then 1 week they don't even do anything. Just sit on the couch and watch Netflix. And they call that a deload. And I'm like, oh, I've never heard that term before, deload. And he's like, you have to. He's like, what you're feeling right now is your nervous system is stressed out. He's like, your nerves are shot. Like, you got to basically stop doing everything, stop lifting. He's like, walking. So I asked him, I said, well, what about going down to the park and playing Pokemon with my friend? Is that? He's like, no, that's just walking around. He's like, that's fine. If you want to go for walks to burn extra calorie with your dog or whatever, you can do that. He goes, but I don't want to see you on that Bowflex this week. I don't want to see you on your exercise bike, which he doesn't realize I don't have anymore. He goes, I don't even want to see you on your fat bike. He's like, I want you to take this week and be as lazy as possible. He goes, I don't even want to see you do a crunch. He goes, you do nothing this week. If you want to walk around and go for walks and play Pokemon, he goes, I don't care about that. He goes, just no heavy lifting. Let your body heal. And I'm like, well, won't I get weaker? And he's like, actually, he goes, I don't want to break any surprises. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't want to break any. He goes, just trust me on this. Take the week off. He goes, not this Monday. He's like, next Monday, get back into it, and we'll catch up. And I was like, all right, cool. And he's like, all right. He's like, you know what? He goes, don't even bother showing up tonight. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, because you'll want to try out the new stuff, which I had to remind him. I'm like, bro, you got the log last time I was there, remember? You guys were showing me strategies for arm wrestling and stuff, and we played with the log, but it was interesting. And then you showed me some stuff and how to do rack pulls and all that with the rack, and that's the reason why I wanted to buy one, and because it was friggin' awesome. And it's like the best way to do a bench press, because if you're about to fail, the safety bars will catch the bar and you won't guillotine yourself, which is freaking nice. So apparently that's the problem, is I've been taxing myself so much lately, and I know I've been lifting heavy. I've been going all in. I've been just destroying myself. The past 2 weeks, I've been getting off work. Get off work at 5, get home at around, I'm going to say 5:30. I pop a pre-workout shake, take one of my ATP pills, my adrenaline triphosphates, to basically give me more push in the gym. And then I've been getting in there and I've been doing alternate, like a split workout. So one day I would do chest and triceps, and depending on it, well, chest and triceps and front delts, and sometimes the upper delts. And then the next day I would do back and bicep, followed by rear delts. I would just do like row over pulls, whatever. And there's about 10 to 12 exercises per set, 5 sets per exercise, or 10 to 12 exercises, 5 sets per exercise, 8 to 12 reps per set. So it would take me a good hour to get through the whole thing, with resting periods and all that in between. And then by the time everything was said and done, have a shower and all that, it'd be about, 90 minutes in. I would have rocked about, I want to say 600-700 calories, and then I would eat and then go to bed. And I've been doing that for the past 2-3 weeks, actually a little bit longer. I've been going really heavy in the past 2 weeks. Prior to that, I was just basically doing it for time and heartbeat, get the heartbeat going with moderate weight and banging out a lot of reps per set, get a good pump going, because I don't know why, just chasing the pump is fun. But that's what I've been doing, and I haven't been taking any time off. Even when I would go out and mow the lawn, or I'd be out there spraying Dirty Bird in weird positions all squatted. Oh yeah, and another thing I do is legs. The third day is legs, so I do chest, tris, back, bis, and leg day. So that would be my 3 workouts. But I wouldn't take a break in between like them. They would only work 5 days and then take a break. What's been suggested is I work my 5 days. So I work chest the one day, back the next day, and then legs the next day. And then I take a day off, and then I rinse and repeat and just keep going that route. Give everything a time to reset. And then you do that for 3 weeks, and the 4th week you do nothing. And on your deload period, that's when your nervous system can finally regenerate, and then you're ready to abuse it again. And over time you should be able to build up some sort of a, I'm hoping, just like you build up muscles, you'll build up some sort of resistance to the nonsense. So, well, that does make a lot of sense what he said. So I guess this week's not going to be a lifting week. This week's going to be just a get off work and take it easy week. And then next week it's back at her. Back at her harder than ever. Just got to do myself a solid and not eat like a pig and put on a bunch of weight. That I don't need. Anyway, guys, you heard a ding. That ding you heard was my steaks all cooked up. Gonna drab these bad boys in my face. I don't think I'm doing anything else tonight. Probably just gonna chill out and relax. Have a shower later on. Get into some comfy pajamas. Probably gonna watch that Endgame movie. Oh, and apparently I gotta watch some other movie called John Wick. I think it's got Keanu Reeves in it. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it, so I gotta watch that too. So tonight's gonna be a Netflix and chill kind of night. And tomorrow's the day off anyway, so I'll just relax, watch some movies, let my body detune and heal, and then do the same tomorrow, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next weekend, just chillax, no lifting of weights, just let everything calm down, and then we'll get back into it again next Monday. Yeah, not really excited about that, because man, let me tell you, I love the feeling after a workout, but lately after a workout I feel just so friggin' trashed. And this is the reason why, because I've been giving her too hard. Anyway, I'm going to eat. Talk to you guys in a bit. Alright guys, it's like friggin' 1:15 in the morning. I went out and hung out with a friend, went to Walmart, and I picked up this. A magnesium complex. Apparently it's good for muscle and bone health. However, it's got some other ingredients in here that was mentioned on a Thomas DeLoad video for nerve regeneration, if you will, nerve recovery. So we're going to give this a go and see if it helps with a bit of recovery on the deload phase. By the time you guys watch this video, I'll be already done my deload, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, people, on that note, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.